Did you know that small financial mistakes could be making you poor without you even realizing it? The truth is that many people make these mistakes every day, and the worst part is, they don't even know they're doing it. What may seem like something simple, such as not properly planning your finances or living beyond your means, can have a huge impact on your financial future. Today, you're going to learn about the 10 most common financial mistakes you should avoid to prevent falling into these traps. The good news is that by identifying these mistakes, you can start changing your financial situation immediately with simple and practical actions. With years of experience helping people organize their finances, I know exactly what works. So, if you want to learn how to avoid the mistakes that could make you poor, stick around until the end of the video. Have you ever felt like you work so hard, but at the end of the month, the money just disappears? As if no matter how much effort you put in, you can't save anything for the future. This is a very common scenario, and it's often linked to financial mistakes we make without realizing it. For example, did you know that many people live in debt or spend more than they earn because they don't have a proper financial plan? The lack of organization can cause your money to slip away without you even knowing where it went. It may even seem like, at the end of the month, you're paying all your bills, but what's left is never enough to save or invest. It's easy to get lost in the daily grind, but these small mistakes have a significant long-term impact. Did you know that if you don't change how you manage your finances, you might end up with an unstable financial life, no emergency fund, and no resources to achieve your goals? This can be avoided. If you identified with any of these situations, know that the solution is within your reach. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about in this video. How to avoid these mistakes and take control of your finances. In this video, we will explore 10 financial mistakes you should avoid to ensure a more secure and prosperous financial life. These mistakes are more common than you might think, but by recognizing and avoiding them, you'll be on the right path toward achieving financial stability. Little by little, we will discuss how to create an effective financial plan, how to avoid reckless spending, how to save for the future, and, of course, how to make smart investments. Additionally, you'll understand how financial education, constant review of your finances, and investment diversification can transform your reality. And the best part is, these changes are possible for anyone. With a little effort and dedication, you can leave financial mistakes behind and start building a solid future. Now, let's dive into the first major mistake many people make and how you can avoid it. Let's talk about the importance of having a clear financial plan. The first step in avoiding financial mistakes that could make you poor is having a clear financial plan. Having a well-defined budget and financial goals helps ensure that you're not just reacting to spending, but actively controlling your finances. Without it, it's easy to get lost month after month, not knowing where your money is going. Creating a budget doesn't have to be complicated. Start with the basics. List all your income sources and expenses. Don't forget the small expenses, like coffees or snacks, which often go unnoticed. This will give you a clear picture of where your money is going and where you can cut costs. Also, categorize your expenses: essential, like rent and bills; variable, like leisure and eating out; and, of course, investments and savings. Having a budget isn't about cutting everything you love. The goal is to ensure you're spending in a balanced and directed way. Additionally, it's crucial to set financial goals. Do you want to buy a new car or travel to your dream destination? Set a monthly amount to save or invest that's within your reality and will bring you closer to those goals. The immediate action here is simple. Open a spreadsheet or use a finance app to track your spending. Do it now, and you'll have control over your finances in just a few minutes. By gaining this control, you'll avoid surprises at the end of the month and, more importantly, be building a more secure and balanced financial future. The second crucial financial mistake to avoid is living beyond your means. Many of us fall into the temptation of spending more than we earn, whether due to a consumerist lifestyle or the pressure to show others that we're doing well. This is a common mistake, especially when social media bombards us with images of a luxurious life, which is often far from the financial reality of most people. The problem is that when you live beyond your means, you start accumulating debt. If you've been through this, you know that once this happens, it becomes hard to control your spending, and, as a result, your financial health starts to deteriorate. Impulsive spending, especially on non-essential items, can be tempting, but the price is high. It's essential to understand that material things don't define your value, and true financial freedom comes from living within what you can actually afford. When you start spending only what you can, without resorting to unnecessary credit or going into debt, your stress level decreases and your finances begin to improve. The immediate action for this step is simple: review your lifestyle spending and start cutting unnecessary expenses. Put aside spending on clothes or gadgets you don't need right now and focus on what's truly important. By doing this, you'll be building a more stable future with less debt and more opportunities for financial growth. The third mistake many people make is not saving for the future. Often, we focus so much on our current needs that we forget the future needs attention too. Without an emergency fund or an investment strategy, any unexpected event can turn into a huge financial headache. And worse, without savings or investments, you may find yourself stuck in a cycle where you can never move forward. The truth is, the earlier you start saving, the easier it will be to achieve financial stability. But don't be fooled, saving isn't just about putting money aside for emergencies. It's about building wealth that allows you to achieve your dreams and, most importantly, ensure a peaceful retirement without relying on others or a pension system that, often, won't be enough. So, how do you start saving for the future? First, create an emergency fund. This is essential to cover unexpected situations without resorting to loans or credit cards. The recommendation is to have the equivalent of 3 to 6 months of expenses saved in an easily accessible fund. Next, start investing. Even if you don't have a lot of money, it's possible to start with small amounts. The important thing is to begin. There are various investment options for beginners, like investment funds or government bonds, which require little initial capital but can generate significant returns over time. The immediate action here is simple. If you don't have an emergency fund yet, start creating one today. And right after that, begin learning about investments. In the long run, this strategy will be a game changer. The fourth mistake that could be making you poor is the lack of financial education. Most people aren't taught early on how to manage money, how credit works, or how to invest wisely. This knowledge can be the key to transforming your financial life, as it allows you to make more conscious and strategic decisions. Unfortunately, many people ignore the importance of learning about personal finances and end up making wrong choices, such as accumulating debt or making risky investments without understanding what they're doing. This happens mainly because financial education is not properly taught in schools, and many end up thinking that the only way to handle money is by living day by day or relying on luck. Investing in your financial education is the first step to changing this scenario. You don't need to be an expert to make good decisions, but it's essential to understand basic concepts like the impact of compound interest, the importance of diversifying your investments, and the difference between assets and liabilities. And it's not just about reading books or taking expensive courses. Today, there are countless free sources of knowledge, like blogs, YouTube videos, and podcasts that can help you learn more about finances in an accessible way. The immediate action here is simple. Start investing in your financial education right now. Look for reliable content and start applying what you learn in your daily life. Over time, you'll realize that knowing more about finances not only helps you avoid mistakes, but also opens doors to new financial growth opportunities. Another crucial financial mistake that could make you poor is excessive debt and dependence on credit. In our society, credit is available all the time. Credit cards, personal loans, car financing, and even installment plans for purchases. This can be a dangerous trap if you don't know how to control your spending. It's easy to fall into the temptation of buying things now and paying later, but the problem is that, when you can't pay off your bills on time, interest starts to accumulate. The revolving credit on a credit card, for example, can have very high interest rates that make the debt nearly impossible to pay off. Over time, you find yourself getting deeper into debt, unable to get out of it, creating a vicious cycle that prevents your financial growth. To avoid this mistake, it's essential to have control over how you use credit. First, use credit in moderation and avoid long-term installment plans for non-essential items. If possible, pay off your debts before taking on new ones. Additionally, if you're already in debt, start paying off the debts with the highest interest rates first to avoid the total amount growing further. If the debt becomes unmanageable, look for alternatives, such as negotiating the debt or even seeking help from a specialist. The immediate action here is, if you have credit card debt or loans with high interest rates, find a way to renegotiate or pay them off as soon as possible. This will relieve your situation and allow you to regain control over your finances. The sixth mistake that could make you poor is failing to diversify your investments. Many people, when deciding to invest, choose to put all their money into a single asset, whether it's a stock from a company, real estate, or even one type of investment. While it may seem tempting to bet everything on something that seems promising, this can be a huge risk. The problem is that, if you put all your money into one investment and that investment doesn't perform well, you could lose a significant amount. This is why diversification is essential for reducing risk and increasing the potential for returns. Diversification involves spreading your investments across different types of assets, like stocks, bonds, real estate, and even more alternative investments, to minimize the chances of suffering huge losses in one area. By having a diversified portfolio, if one investment underperforms, the others may help balance things out, leading to more stable returns over time. To avoid this mistake, start by diversifying your investments. Instead of putting all your money in a single stock or real estate, consider spreading your investments across different asset classes. This will help protect you from risks and increase your chances of long-term financial growth. The immediate action here is simple. Research different types of investments, such as mutual funds, ETFs, and real estate, and start allocating your resources accordingly. Over time, you will see the benefits of a diversified investment portfolio in terms of both security and returns. The seventh mistake is ignoring the importance of financial goals. Many people live without a clear vision of what they want to achieve financially. Without defined goals, it's easy to fall into bad spending habits or miss opportunities to grow wealth. Financial goals act as a roadmap that guides your decisions and keeps you focused. The key to setting financial goals is to make them specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Smart. Whether it's saving for a vacation, buying a house, or preparing for retirement, having clear goals helps you stay motivated and on track. Without them, it's easy to lose sight of what's important, and your financial situation may stagnate. To fix this, take the time to define your financial goals. Break them down into short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals. For each one, calculate how much you need to save or invest each month to reach them. Setting goals will give you a clear direction and help you measure your progress. The immediate action here is to write down your financial goals. Start by creating a list of both your short-term and long-term goals and set realistic timelines for achieving them. The eighth financial mistake to avoid is not reviewing your finances regularly. It's easy to assume everything is fine with your money, but without regular check-ins, it's easy to overlook potential problems or missed opportunities. Reviewing your finances frequently allows you to make adjustments before issues get out of hand. You should make it a habit to check your income, expenses, investments, and debts regularly. This will give you a clear picture of your financial health and help you identify any areas that need improvement. If you don't review your finances often, you risk missing important opportunities to save money or pay off debt faster. The immediate action here is to set a schedule for reviewing your finances. Whether it's once a month or quarterly, make it a point to look at your income, spending, and progress toward your goals. Use tools like budgeting apps or spreadsheets to make this process easier. The ninth mistake that could be keeping you poor is relying too much on debt to finance your lifestyle. While it might feel tempting to use debt for purchases that aren't urgent, this can lead to financial problems down the road. Living off credit and loans, without an ability to pay them off quickly, can quickly spiral into debt that's hard to manage. Instead of using credit to finance non-essential purchases, focus on saving for them. By saving for big-ticket items instead of borrowing, you'll avoid accumulating debt and the stress that comes with it. The immediate action here is to stop relying on credit for lifestyle purchases. If you can't afford it today, save for it instead. This will put you in a much better financial position in the long term. Finally, the 10th mistake is neglecting to protect your finances with insurance. Many people overlook the importance of insurance, assuming they'll never face a serious emergency. However, without proper coverage, an unexpected event could wipe out your savings and set you back financially. Insurance is designed to protect you from financial ruin in case of an accident, health issues, or damage to property. Whether it's health insurance, life insurance, car insurance, or home insurance, having the right coverage can prevent you from taking a massive financial hit. The immediate action here is to evaluate your insurance needs and make sure you're adequately covered. Review your current policies and consider whether you need additional coverage for health, property, or life. Make sure to choose policies that fit your financial situation and needs. By avoiding these 10 financial mistakes, you will be well on your way to creating a more secure, prosperous future. Remember, small changes today can lead to big results tomorrow. Start taking action now and take control of your financial destiny. Diversification is one of the most effective strategies for protecting your wealth. By spreading your investments across different asset classes, such as stocks, fixed income, real estate, and even international investments, you reduce the risk of losing everything if one asset experiences a major drop. If you put all your money into a single asset and it loses value, you could end up with significant losses, which jeopardizes your financial stability. Investing in a diversified way means being prepared for different economic scenarios. Some investments may perform well during periods of economic growth, while others are safer during times of crisis. The key is to understand that diversification doesn't eliminate risk but mitigates it, allowing you to have a more balanced portfolio that is resistant to unexpected market fluctuations. The immediate action here is to evaluate where you're investing and begin looking for alternatives to diversify your investments. You can, for example, invest in an index fund or a mix of assets that align with your risk profile and financial goals. By diversifying your investments, you increase your chances of long-term success and create a more secure financial foundation. Financial procrastination is a mistake that can leave you poor without realizing it. Often, we delay important decisions like starting to save, investing, or negotiating debts. "I'll do it tomorrow" or "I don't have time now" are phrases that seem harmless, but over time, they become a major obstacle to your financial success. If you delay creating a budget, opening an investment account, or even paying off debts, it could result in missed opportunities and high interest. The money you could be investing now, if left for later, loses its potential for growth. Financial procrastination can also mean facing emergencies without an emergency fund, or letting your debts continue to accumulate, leading to more stress in the future. The truth is that, when it comes to finances, the sooner you act, the more time you'll have to reap the benefits. By starting to take financial actions today, you will already be one step ahead of many who continue to procrastinate. Procrastination is one of wealth's greatest enemies, and it can be fought with small daily actions. The immediate action is to start now, with no more excuses. Start with a small step, create a budgeting spreadsheet or open an investment account. The quicker you act, the quicker you will see the benefits. Remember, it's not about the size of the step, but about consistency and the habit of making financial decisions at the right time. Another financial mistake many people make is not reviewing their finances regularly. Many believe that once they've created a budget or started investing, there's no need to track their progress. However, personal finances are dynamic and constantly changing. Your spending, income, and even your goals may vary over time. That's why it's essential to review your finances regularly. Reviewing your finances isn't just about making adjustments to your budget. It's also a way to stay in sync with your financial goals. By tracking your spending, you can identify where you're overspending and take steps to cut those costs. Similarly, by reviewing your investments, you can see if your strategy is working as expected and make changes, if necessary, to optimize your results. Moreover, reviewing your finances helps prevent you from getting lost in debt or forgetting your financial goals. Without monitoring, it's easy to lose control and fall into the trap of living unconsciously. When you review your finances regularly, you have a clear view of your progress and can act proactively. The immediate action here is simple. Schedule a weekly or monthly time to review your finances. Use tools like expense tracking apps or spreadsheets to make the process easier. This simple habit will make all the difference in your financial future. Another common financial mistake is impulsiveness and poor consumption habits. We've all been tempted to buy something impulsively, whether it's an item we don't need or a product that was on sale. This lack of control at the moment of purchase can be very harmful to your financial balance. Impulsive spending is often driven by emotions, such as the desire to reward yourself or the pressure to have something that seems within reach, but isn't actually a real need. When you buy without thinking, you end up compromising your budget and moving further away from your financial goals. Impulsive buying gives you immediate pleasure, but in the long run, it can lead to regret and financial difficulties. And the worst part is that this type of spending often becomes a habit, creating a vicious cycle of consumerism that's difficult to break. To avoid this, it's important to develop a mindset of conscious consumption. Before making a purchase, ask yourself if you really need that item and if it adds value to your life. Another effective strategy is to adopt the 24-hour challenge. That is, delay any non-essential purchase for 24 hours before deciding whether it's worth it. Often, this simple delay is enough for the urge to buy to pass and for you to rethink if the expense is really necessary. The immediate action here is simple. Before buying something impulsively, take a deep breath and reflect on the true need for that purchase. This small habit can transform your financial health over time. Finally, the 10th financial mistake that can leave you poor is not cultivating an abundance mindset. A scarcity mindset is when you believe there's a limited amount of resources, and therefore, you must constantly compete for what's scarce. This view can limit your financial possibilities as it leads to decisions based on fear, lack, and survival. On the other hand, an abundance mindset is believing that there are always more opportunities and resources around you. It's based on the idea that, by continuing to learn, innovate, and seek creative solutions, the doors to financial success will remain open. An abundance mindset doesn't mean living irresponsibly, but rather seeing possibilities rather than obstacles. When you adopt an abundance mindset, you begin to see that money can be a tool to reach your goals, not something you need to fear. It pushes you to invest in your growth, whether through financial education, new projects, or even new sources of income. This type of thinking allows you to take smart risks, seize opportunities, and be confident that you can achieve financial freedom. The immediate action here is to reflect on your financial thoughts. Ask yourself, am I acting out of fear of losing, or with the confidence that there are always more opportunities ahead? By changing your mindset, you'll see that money becomes just a means to an end, and not an obstacle in your life. Now that you've learned about the 10 financial mistakes that can leave you poor, it's important to reflect on the journey you're about to begin. Each of these steps we discussed is an opportunity to change the course of your financial life. And remember, financial success doesn't happen overnight. It's the small daily actions that will make the difference in your future. If you've started to understand the importance of planning, diversifying your investments, avoiding debt, and developing good consumption habits, you're already ahead of many who continue procrastinating or ignoring these concepts. No matter where you are now, the most important thing is to take the first step. Change starts within you, with the decision to act, improve, and conquer. Be persistent, be patient, and remember, the control of your finances depends on the choices you make every day. Don't be discouraged by obstacles, as every challenge is an opportunity for learning and growth. Believe that with each small change you make, you're closer to achieving financial freedom. Now that you have the tools and steps necessary to avoid the financial mistakes that can leave you poor, it's time to act. If you like the tips and insights I shared here, like the video and subscribe to the channel to not miss any updates on how to improve your financial life. But more importantly, share in the comments which habit you'll adopt first. Starting is always the hardest part, but by committing publicly, you increase your chances of following through. Also, if you know someone who needs to hear this message, send them this video. Together, we can create a stronger and more financially aware community. And remember, your financial freedom begins with one decision, the decision to act. Now, put these tips into practice and start your financial transformation today. To conclude, I want to leave you with a final message. The journey to financial freedom begins with a single step. Sometimes, it feels difficult or even scary, but remember that big changes happen gradually with every action and decision you take. You have the power to transform your financial life. Each step you take, every financial habit you adopt, is a step toward your security and freedom. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because it will never come. Start now, with what you have and where you are. I believe in your potential to achieve your goals and financial independence. Go ahead, and never forget, the future is built by the choices you make in the present. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.